So, you're thinking about selling Apple accessories online? I mean, on the surface, it seems like a brilliant business, right? Just about everyone has an iPhone or an Apple Watch. The market's massive, the products are small, which makes shipping super easy. It really does look like the perfect online business to start. But there's a catch. There's always a catch, isn't there? There's one tiny detail that can take that dream and turn it into an absolute nightmare of returns, refunds, and frankly, a whole lot of angry customer emails, all before you've even had a chance to get going.
And it all comes down to this one single question. It's the question every single customer is thinking about right before they click buy. Is this thing actually going to fit my device? Does it work with my specific model? If they get that answer wrong, you've got a huge problem.
Because when a customer gets it wrong, this is what happens. See, compatibility confusion, it isn't just a small issue. It is the #1 top reason for returns in this entire market. And just think about what a return actually costs you. For, say, a 10-pound cable, the postage and the admin time can wipe out the profit from your next 5 sales. It doesn't just kill your profit, it completely kills your motivation.
So that's really the big picture, isn't it? On one hand, you've got this incredible business opportunity, and on the other, you've got this massive trap just waiting for you, fueled by customer confusion. The real secret to success here isn't just about trying to avoid the trap, it's about building a solid bridge to get right over it.
So, how in the world do you build that bridge? Well, it takes a really specific strategy. You're not going to win by trying to be the biggest store or even the cheapest. No, you're going to aim to be the clearest. That is your secret weapon.
And this idea completely changes how you think about competing. You are not trying to be Amazon. You're trying to be the trusted expert, the one who just gets rid of all the doubt and makes the customer feel totally confident and safe with their purchase. And let me tell you, that is an edge that a cheaper price can never, ever beat.
Okay, so let's get practical. How do you actually become the clearest? Well, it all starts by narrowing your focus. You just can't be clear if you're trying to sell every possible thing to every single person. So step 1 is to pick your niche and your products very, very carefully. So how do you focus? I mean, Apple accessories is just way too broad. But what if you became the absolute go-to shop for iPhone essentials? Or maybe you build a whole store just around MagSafe gear, or you focus only on Apple Watch style. You see, each of these niches cuts down the complexity and lets you become a real expert in one thing.
And this same way of thinking applies to your product selection. You want to start with the essentials, the stuff that's incredibly reliable. You know, things like cases, cables, basic chargers. You want to be really, really careful with the more complicated stuff at first, like power banks or those multi-port USB-C hubs. They just have a much higher rate of customer complaints and tech issues, a real headache you don't need.
Let's just take cases as an example. The demand is huge, margins are pretty good, but you see that medium risk of returns? That is almost 100%, because people order for the wrong phone model. And that brings us right back to our main problem. Your entire job is to use clarity to drive that medium risk all the way down to low.
Right, so once you've picked your niche and your products, your focus has to shift to how you present them. This is where you actually build the trust that stops returns from happening and, in turn, actively drives up your profit.
I want you to really think about this. Every single time you stop a return from happening by making compatibility crystal clear, you are directly protecting your profit. This is not just good customer service, it's a financial strategy. It is the most powerful lever you can pull in this business.
And here are 3 dead simple, powerful ways you can pull that lever. First, on your product pages, add a drop-down menu so customers have to select their phone model before they can buy. Second, put the compatibility info right at the top of the description, in bold. Don't make people hunt for it. And third, create a simple guide that shows them exactly how to find their model number. Make it absolutely foolproof. Now, once you've slashed your returns, you can start focusing on the fun stuff, like increasing how much each customer spends. And bundles are just perfect for this. Think about it. Someone gets a new iPhone. What do they need? A case, a screen protector, and a cable. So package them all together as a new iPhone set. It makes it a super easy and valuable purchase for them and a much more profitable sale for you. Here's another great little technique, the good, better, best strategy. So on your iPhone cases page, for instance, you'd show a good, basic case, a better MagSafe case, and then the best option, a premium bundle with everything. This just simplifies their choice and gently nudges them towards that higher value, better option, which honestly is often what they wanted anyway. All right, you've got the strategy, you've got the niche, you've got the tactics to build profit. The very last piece of the puzzle is bringing it all to life online. And this means building a shop that's designed from the ground up to be clear, trustworthy, and totally stress-free for your customers to use.
And that shop absolutely needs a few specific features to earn that trust. You've got to have collections organized by device, iPhone, watch, Mac, so people can find what they need instantly. You absolutely need filters so someone can see cases for only the iPhone 15 Pro. And that compatibility info, it needs to be right next to the Add to Basket button where it is impossible to miss.
Now, for a lot of people, I know this is the part where the dream just kind of fizzles out. You have this great idea, but the thought of building a website and dealing with plugins and making it all work, it's just completely overwhelming. It's a huge roadblock.
But what if you didn't have to be a tech expert? What if someone could just handle all of that for you? Well, the source we used for this explainer, Make Local for Global, is a service that's designed for exactly this situation. It's for beginners who want a pro-level shop without having to wrestle with all the tech themselves.
It's super straightforward, a flat £99 a year. And here's the crucial part. The complete setup is included in that. They build the site with all of those essential features we just talked about, which lets you focus on what you're good at, choosing and selling great products. Really, their whole promise is built around giving you peace of mind. They handle the setup for you, they speak in plain English, no technical jargon, and they've got a money-back guarantee. It's basically designed to remove all the technical fear and risk that stops so many people from starting their own online store.
So let's end right where we started. If you really want to succeed selling Apple accessories, this is the single most important rule to remember. Don't try to compete on pennies. That is a race to the bottom. Compete on clarity. Be the one shop that makes it simple, safe, and totally obvious for the customer to get exactly what they need. That is how you win.